Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I have to do a video here on a big, massive story, a viral video, a news story that has blown up more than anything I've seen in recent memory. That hasn't had to do with politics at the moment. So, normally I was thinking about posting this on my Brad Rand's channel, but it's not going to get as many views. I need more subs on that channel, more viewership. If you guys could help me out with that, if you're interested in hearing about, societal issues and politics, go check out my Brad Rand's channel. But now we're going to talk about the story on this channel, because I really need people to hear about this, because it's not just about the story. I want to talk about, just like what this means. Like, what does this mean coming out of it? And a lot of people are finally kind of opening their eyes to a little something I've talked about in the past here on this channel. And that has to do with parenting. So anyway, what is this story about? Gorilla, what is this story about? Okay, so we're at the Cincinnati View. This is the setting here. A 3-year-old boy. And that is so important that you keep that in mind during this video. We're not talking about someone who's high, someone who's drunk, a 20, 30-year-old doing this. A 3-year-old boy, an innocent child. Now, as you guys know, I'm not the biggest on children. I'm not a big, kid fan. I'm not one of those people. I just want you to get a little perspective on just how angry this makes me, but still. I'm still, not a big kid fan. Like I said, I don't plan on having kids anytime soon. I don't know about the future, but I'm not like one of those people on the street goes, "Oh, your kid's so adorable." No, that ain't me. Not at all. But, so anyway, we're at the Cincinnati Zoo. This kid climbs over into a gorilla enclosure, the gorilla pit, the gorilla exhibit, climbs into it, gets in there with the gorilla, with the freaking gorilla. And right off the bat, so that basically, Cincinnati Zoo, kid climbs over the railing into the enclosure, falls into the enclosure. I'm not sure exactly how big the drop was. Some people are saying 30 feet. I don't even know. I don't think it was that far that the kid dropped, but whatever. It certainly looked like that, but it might be less. 30 feet is kind of a long way to fall, but anyway. The kid ended up fine. I don't think he had any broken bones or anything like that. He fell and he ends up with the gorilla there. So, the gorilla's name is Harambe. He's 17 years old, I believe. So, like I said, right off the bat, you're probably asking yourself, where's the parents? Where is the parents? This kid ends up climbing over a railing. Like, how do you even get to that point? You're taking your son to the zoo, this 3-year-old boy, to enjoy the sights and the sound of the zoo. Probably his first time at the zoo. And he ends up in the damn fucking exhibit. So where are the parents? Huh? Let me continue. So anyway, the gorilla, right away the kid falls in. And the gorilla, seems like he's tending to the boy. Right away, if the gorilla were to attack the boy, if a gorilla feels threatened, even Jack Hanna said it on CNN, they'll take something, and they'll take that person, that animal, and rip it apart. They could break coconuts, and I'll tell you something, guys. Have you ever, eaten a coconut, broken it open, and tried, drinking the contents and stuff like that. Anyway, the coconuts are hard as hell. It's like a fucking stone, and they can break that with their bare hands. Jack Hanna points this out, but I couldn't even believe Jack Hanna when I was listening to him. Jack Hanna is this animal lover, this guy who was committed to zoology. He committed his whole life to zoology. And to hear him, defending the zookeepers, I'll finish the story up. I'm sorry, but it's kind of hard because, once again, I am so angry. I can't wait. My mind's getting ahead of myself. I just want to tear into these people. So, it's kind of hard to even get through the story itself. So people, of course, like they always do, start screaming and yelling like a bunch of maniacs. And the gorilla starts, dragging the little boy. But the thing is, he wasn't really violently dragging him. It looked fast on the video, but obviously, if he was dragging the boy is only 3 years old. He's not fully developed yet. His neck would have snapped. He would have died. So it wasn't that bad. The gorilla was protecting him because he sees that's kind of what they would do with their young. They would take it and run with it because they feel threatened. They think that it's going to hurt the little boy. The gorilla was obviously taking a liking to the little boy. But everybody's going, ah, ah, like they always do. It's like, shut the fuck up. This is why I hate people. I mean, just like look how they react. Just like, like it's like enough already. These people are they're so fucking annoying. It just shows that people don't know when to shut up. Your initial reaction should just be shut up and watch, and like you should know. See, I'm gonna tell you this. You guys have seen my dog in my video, Xena, the German Shepherd. I'm going to tell you a little story here because it relates to this. So, animals, most of them are pretty smart. But, they get startled easily. We can't really communicate with them in a traditional fashion as humans do. We can communicate with them, of course. But, sometimes they're going to get confused. We need to simplify our commands, and our conversation to them. So anyway, like 2 Christmases ago, Christmas 2014, I remember it quite, clearly here. I take Xena, my German Shepherd, to go to see a beautifully decorated Christmas house. And guys, if you're friends with me on, I think I might have posted it on Facebook or Instagram, this house is just unbelievably beautiful. I mean, I would say it's gaudy. There's so many fucking decorations, but, I've been down on Christmas the past, couple of years. I don't feel the magic, but when I look at that house, you feel something inside, like you get a chill, like, yeah, this is Christmas right here. So, you bring your dog or something to a nice place that they're not familiar with, and a lot of times, as long as it's like a comforting setting, they're going to, feel like you've taken them to some place special. So she's enjoying herself. My dog's enjoying herself. So then a bunch of kids approach her. I've got no problem with that. So they're being really nice. She's licking the kids' faces. They're petting her. Then you've got this one kid that comes up to her and he just goes, ah! Right in her face. I'm not even kidding, guys. For no fucking reason. Just yells in the dog's face. Oh, now I know this is a kid, but how come I didn't do this as a kid? How come a lot of other kids growing up my age, like, I knew that they wouldn't do this. I'm not around to see how they interact with dogs, but I just know that this is not something that they would do. I mean, I think like their parents would, teach them not to do this. They would just have the value system to know not to do this, the common sense, even when you're a child. I still had the common sense, like, you have the common sense not to run out in the middle of the street. You have the common sense not to, climb on top of the roof and jump off like you're fucking Superman. Some kids do it and some kids don't. And I guess it's survival of the fittest, and it all depends on how your parents teach you. But here's my point. You see that, like, how some kids are just calm and petting the dog, and the other one just screams in his face. So it's like that. Those are the types of people that are growing up to become these people at the zoo that are going, ah! It's like, wow. Like, right there, those people should have, now they were saying tranquilizer darts they should have used on the gorilla. This was the argument. Just fucking shoot them with tranks and shut them the fuck up already. So anyway, it's protecting the baby. So, of course, they're not going to try any other means of, getting this gorilla. Of course, they can't shoot him with tranquilizer darts. Once they shoot him with the dart, he's gonna feel it, but he's not gonna be knocked out right away. He's gonna feel too threatened, and then he's gonna kill the kid. So obviously, like at this point, was feeling threatened. They step in and they shoot the gorilla. Now, see, here's the problem here. The kid's life was not threatened at any point. Even when the people were screaming and yelling, the kid's life was not a threat. So, here's the thing. Where this comes in. So, a gorilla's dead, which, by the way, is an endangered species. So, Harambe is dead. His 17-year life just stopped like that. All due to the actions of a disgraceful, completely oblivious, incompetent set of parents. I mean, where was the mother? I believe there was a father there too. I'm not completely sure. I keep hearing more about the mother. Maybe it was a single mother. Whatever it was, he had a parent there, at least one. And how does it get to the point, like, just forget about the whole story. This is what I started saying at the beginning of the video. Forget about the whole story, the gorilla getting shot. We won't forget about that part. We won't forget about Harambe getting shot, even though he didn't do anything wrong. Even though the animal didn't do anything wrong, and he was just, actually proving that he was a friendly animal that could interact very well with humans. He very well might have, killed the boy. I get that. But here's a gorilla that was actually being friendly. And there were other gorillas, in the exhibit too, in the same habitat. And they didn't hurt the boy. Nobody was hurting the boy. And so then you've got the cowardly Jack Hanna. Jack Hanna, who, I grew up watching this guy as a kid, steps in and say that the zoo is absolutely right. That he could have hurt the boy. It's like, Jack, when you're watching the video, you pride yourself on knowing animals so much. And then he says something that really throws me. And I'm not really entirely sure how I feel about this, and even if I may slightly agree with it or disagree. Because I hate human beings. He said, what are you going to do? He says, you had a human life and the life of an animal. So, which one are you going to choose? And, just hearing Jack Hanna said this, really bothered me. And all the years growing up as a kid, and even seeing him in my adolescence and all that, I always felt like this guy, really valued animal life, kind of like on the same level. I mean, it's a living thing. Now, you've got to, have a choice here. Like, if you had to pick between one of your family members, your human family members, and one of your your family dogs, say, I can kind of see why you might pick the human family member. So, but just hearing Jack Hanna, whatever he is, a zoologist, I guess, just kind of talk about an animal in that fashion, just it sounded so low. I kind of felt like Jack Hanna's credibility just go completely out the window. I thought he valued animal life in such a high regard. Anyway, so Jack Hanna really disappointed me there. But here's the thing. This mother is just a complete fucking Nimrod. Let's just say that right now. I mean, I've talked about this in the past. You've got people having kids like crazy for a number of reasons. Welfare. They're having them, just to make a statement. Most of these kids are just accidents, because people refuse to practice safe sex and they just end up in... So a lot of times they're not even ready to be parents. They have no idea what it means to be a responsible parent. Most of these people, and I'll even admit it, from my generation, don't even know how to take care of themselves. And that's the thing. I'm not on track in life where I want to be. So having a kid is the last thing on my mind, and I really wish that everybody shared the same sentiment. And that's probably what you have here. You probably have a parent who's even younger than me, probably far younger than me. You don't even know. They haven't said how old the mother is. The police are going to, I believe, was it Hamilton County or something? They're going to be investigating the mother, and thank God for that. Investigate her down to the nitty gritty. You know, just take the kid away from her. You know, you've already caused enough trouble. A gorilla is dead. People are swarming. And, you know, and NPR is now saying that parent shaming people. You know, I love this little thing. So, you know, the idea of a family is, you know, getting attacked here, you know, in this country. Like recently you've had, you know, SJWs, social justice warriors, are, you know, having an outcry about, you know, the terminology of starting a family being offensive to single people, you know, people who don't have a husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, wife. So, you know, I love how, like, NPR is kind of spinning this and saying that the gorilla situation, you know, is bringing out, they, you know, they don't care about parent shaming normally, but they do when this happens. So it's kind of like they're flipping something to work in their favor. So, you know what it is? It's not parent shaming. This is not about saying, you know, starting a family is a dirty word. What we're saying is that this mother is fucking irresponsible. I mean, like, how can anybody have a different perspective on this story? I really, if you're not, like, super critical of the mother, if you are not, like, having disdain for this mother, you know, if you're not, like, thinking that this is a bad parent, then please, just remove yourself from society, move to Antarctica, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Because here's the thing, guys. If you can't see that this mother just doesn't know what the fuck she's doing when it comes to parenting, you know, please don't become a parent. For the love of God, you know, if you're on the side of the zoo, you know, well, they did release a statement saying that, you know, the mother's responsible. I do agree with that. So I shouldn't say on the side of the zoo. But if you're on the side of the argument that is, you know, agreeing with the zoo for taking the gorilla down, which I don't agree with that. If you're on the side of the argument that, you know, just says, like, this is an accident and people shouldn't be getting this worked up about it, please don't have any kids, guys. Please do not have any children if you don't see what's wrong with this story. You guys don't know just how many times in life I've encountered situations where I see people being bad parents. They're not watching their kids. They're running around stores. They're running around restaurants. You know, how many times, I gotta tell you guys, I've been in restaurants eating with my stepbrother, restaurants eating with my friends. Just the other day, you know, where were we? We were eating out somewhere. You know, and this always happens. Oh, yeah, we were at Panera Bread. We're at Panera Bread. And, guys, you know that Panera Bread, if you've ever been there, it's a really relaxed setting. They even have a room in certain ones where, you know, you could go in and study, you know, and go on your laptop and, you know, write your genius screenplay or, you know, your manuscript, whatever, you know. But the thing is, we're eating, we're enjoying ourselves, and there's these two noisy, just wild, indolent children running around. They're running up to our table. They're, like, staring at us, and they run away. Then finally, you know, then you see, like, the parent, like, get up and just quietly, you know, wave the kids back to him. Then they're back over to us again. Then finally we see them walk out with the children. They just leave for the evening. And I was like, good fucking riddance. I mean, like, who allows their children to run around? This is what I'm saying here. And you think this is a joke? You think me, like, raising my voice here, this is like a joke? No, this is actually me getting pissed off about humanity from the heart. This is not even like I'm putting on the show here like a character, you know, doing a review here or something on this channel. No, it's gotten to the point where I have to say, stop having fucking kids! If you don't know how to take care of them, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, if you don't know how to tend to other human life, the gorilla, like someone said it in the video. Someone said in the video, on the original viral video that they put out here on YouTube, so someone put the comment, the gorilla was taking better care of the kid than the mother. And it was Michael Savage who said it first, so I'm going to give credit to him. I was listening to his radio show the other day. Last night I was listening a little bit, and he said this. You know, what was the mother doing? Was she on Facebook? Was she taking selfies at the time? You know, what was this smartphone generation? This completely oblivious digital age, fucking retarded zombie-like mother? Is that what the situation was there at the zoo on that day? Was she so distracted by her fucking phone? And not only that, you know, this story has so many heads to it. It's like a fucking Hydra, for fuck's sakes. Not only does it show, you know, irresponsible decision-making, irresponsible parenting, people showing that they're on all these different sides of the argument when really there's only really one side you should be on. And that's the side that says that she's a terrible parent. And that you shouldn't kill a gorilla when it's not going to kill a kid. So anyway, what's the other head on this massive Hydra-like story, huh? What is it? Oh yeah, that's right. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter gets involved in this too. Oh, well, that's just so convenient. They just seem to show up at the best times, right? They just show up at the best times. So, here they are. By the way, the kid was black. I just want to say that. So, no research. Don't look into the story or anything. They said that they killed the gorilla due to racism. Zookeepers killed the gorilla due to racism. And you say, why? What does Black Lives Matter have to do with the gorilla and a kid and an irresponsible parent that led to this whole fucking clusterfuck of a situation? I'll tell you what they said. They said it was due to the boy's white privilege. Their words. This is what the people are saying. This is more than one person. This is a bunch of them. I guess they're saying it on Twitter or whatever. I'm reading about this. So they said that they stepped in and shot the gorilla because the boy was white. But he wasn't white. He was black. He was black. They don't even know the color of the boy before they even start their fucking movement against him. And the whole story. So they said that if the boy was black, which he did end up becoming, if you watch the video you can kind of see it. I guess it wasn't entirely clear. They're saying that they would have just used a tranquilizer instead of a bullet if the boy was black. Get out of my country! Seriously, I'm not even joking here. Get the fuck out of my country, Black Lives Matter, you racist, disgusting, bottom-feeding, subterranean, just worms. You're worms on society. You're just crawling around looking for any little thing. Get out! Get out of here already! I am fucking sick of you getting involved. Shooting your guns off in the air, setting cars on fire, and now you're becoming these, internet guardians, looking at all these stories and, deciding what's racist and not. Get out! I am fucking sick and tired of this is racist, this is bigotry. Get out of here! I am so sick of Black Lives Matter and SJWs. I am sick and tired of all of these motherfucking bad parents. That all they do is they have children for the benefit of welfare. They have them because, they don't even want them half the time. That's why we have to even worry about situations like abortion and all this. If people would just be responsible, we wouldn't have to worry about all this. Look at this mess. Just look at this whole story. And this is a story, I know why this is getting so much attention. Because it's just making people disgusted. It's not just the story itself. It is just basically the overall narrative of this story. It just shows that society is fucking doomed. That we have no idea what we're doing. There's so many retarded people, and my generation, the generation that's right behind me, maybe even the one right ahead of me, we're all stupid. We're all retarded. We don't know what we're doing. And that is why this story went viral. Because it's an eye-opener. You really see just how things are. Just all the different heads. Like I said, this story is like a Hydra dragon. It really is. It's just, it's like something from Greek mythology. Just all these different heads. And the minute you get done with one, you have to deal with the next head of the story that's popping up. Take that kid away from the mother. It might not be the best decision to take it, but I'm saying they got to do something about this. Look at the whole mess. Just because I guarantee you the woman was on her phone, she wasn't paying attention. She probably doesn't even want the kid. Probably didn't even want the kid in the first place. That's it, guys. If anything pops up more about this story, I will, I'll report on it. I'll discuss it. All right.